Today we'll be talking about Islam versus Judaism versus Catholicism and versus atheists. Alright, so this video is basically the timeline. So Judaism was first, okay, that came with the Torah. So Judaism started 500 years before Jesus was born, and then Islam started around 500 to almost 600 years after Jesus was born. So boom. So this happened so long ago. A lot of people, chose different religions, different paths. So today we're gonna find out which one, I want to say is the right one, but I want to say which one appeals to me the most. Which one appeals to me the most? So I'm not really too familiar with the religion of Judaism, Jews and stuff like that. But I do know, and if you notice, all over, conservative media and shit like that, they'll say, back then it was, they'll say this country was founded on Christianity. Now they're saying it's on Judaic Christian values. I was like, I guess it kind of is, because Christianity came from Judaism, but you know, all pledge allegiance to the flag. Under what's the shit? What's the end of it? Fuck, I'm fucking up. One nation under God. Apparently, they believe in God. Jews do, but they don't believe that Jesus was the prophet, or the son of God. But that's where things get kind of messy throughout history and stuff like that. Now, if you think about from that time, from 2023 years ago, all the way till up to now, how much Christianity has influenced the western part of the world in a very dramatic way. People believing in God and stuff like that, all the good morals that come behind it and stuff, and how it leads to prosperous, civilizations. Where you think about United States, Mexico, Canada, and all of South America, and even parts of even Europe and shit like that. They have a strong belief too, and even parts of Africa, because it started in Africa, Jerusalem, shit like that. Now, in terms of Islam, started 600 years roughly after Jesus had died. When you think of Islam and how it's influenced the world as well, from the city of Dubai and the United Arab Emirates, and just all over that part of the world, or even Muslims in America are all over the world. It's a worldwide religion too. And Islam, they're kind of hardcore on their stuff, but it makes sense. They're the most intolerant, but for a good reason. This is how it is, and this is how it is in the book. Same with the Jews too. They're very hard on the book, as well as Christians too, when you think about it. In Islam you can have 4 wives and stuff. That's pretty cool. I guess that's pretty cool. Christianity and Judaism, it's supposed to marry one person, which, let's be honest, no one wants to do that, especially nowadays, when marriage isn't even in the eyes of God. It's between a piece of paper. But that's the shit. That's all it is. Now, in terms of Catholicism and how it's or Christianity as well, how it's influenced Latin America. It was brought over by the Spaniards, because Aztecs and Mayans and all other native people of those countries, you know, didn't know Christianity, but they had believed in different stuff. They had the Mayan calendar and stuff like that. They worshipped, like a concept of God, you know. And then when the Spaniards came, colonized Mexico, or what would be Mexico, and they brought over Christian literature and stuff like that. They brought a church and stuff like that. They brought the religion with them all the way from Europe. That's how most religions spread. Traveling and stuff like that. And when you think about the concept of Mexico and how one of the reasons they was able to fight the Spaniards back in the Mexican Revolution was because of Catholicism and being treated unfairly by the Spaniards. In the winter of 1531, Juan Diego saw an apparition of Guadalupe on that Bayac Hill. Which is basically the outside of Mexico City in today's time. And she told Juan Diego to go to the bishop and ask for a temple, a church, to be built on the top of Tepeyac Hill. Where she promised to bless those who follow, Christianity and stuff. Which all this took place on December 9th. And the bishop didn't believe Juan Diego. And he wanted some proof that she did come to speak to him. In December of 1531, Guadalupe came back to Juan Diego and told him to go to the top of Tepeyac Hill and pick some flowers at the blossom and to come back down to the hill. And these flowers was placed on his mantle as he was on his way back to the bishop as proof. And as he came back, the flowers fell, and they showed the first ever picture of Guadalupe. And so basically, 300 years after Catholicism was brought over to the native people of Mexico, boom, the Mexican Revolution started, and boom, kicked them out.